Please like, comment and subscribe. My mother-in-law, Mrs. Sarah, sat comfortably on the plush couch, sipping her glass of wine as she watched her favorite TV show. She seemed oblivious to my distress as I groaned in pain, clutching my swollen belly. I was in labor, and the contractions were getting stronger by the minute. I pleaded with her for help, but she just glared at me with disdain. "Mommy, please, I need your help," I begged, trying to hide the desperation in my voice. But she just scoffed, "Are you insane? Don't you ever call me your mommy again. You're nothing but a low-class girl who tricked my son into marrying you." Her words cut deep, but I tried to ignore them, focusing on finding a way to get to the hospital. I remember the countless times I had tried to please her, cooking her favorite meals, dressing the way she liked, and even changing my hobbies to suit her interest. But nothing seemed to work. She always found fault in everything I did, and I was starting to lose hope. As I crawled to my room, determined to find a solution, I couldn't help but think about how my life had changed since I married John. I had left my small village and moved to the city, hoping for a better life. But my mother-in-law's constant criticism and rejection had made me feel like an outsider in my own home. I managed to grab my phone and dial the number of our maid, Blessing, who I had sent to take clothes to the dry cleaner. I prayed that she would answer. Thankfully, she did, and I begged her to rush back home and help me. She arrived quickly and ordered an Uber, which took me to the hospital. As we drove, I couldn't help but think about the irony of our situation. We had 5 cars in the compound, but no one could drive me to the hospital. My husband, John, was abroad on a business trip, and my mother-in-law refused to help. The gatekeeper had gone on leave, and Blessing couldn't drive. I felt so alone and helpless. The hospital staff rushed me to the delivery room, and after what seemed like an eternity, my baby was born. I was exhausted but relieved that the ordeal was over. But as I lay in the hospital bed, holding my newborn baby, I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions. I was grateful for the safe delivery. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. My mother-in-law's health began to deteriorate, and she was hospitalized for hypertension. I visited her every day, hoping that she would finally accept me and see the love I shared with her son and grandchildren. But she never did. She passed away a few months later, and I was left to wonder what could have been if only she had accepted me as her daughter-in-law. I realized that her hatred and rejection had been a heavy burden for me to carry, but I was determined to move on and focus on the love and happiness that I shared with my family. After my mother-in-law's passing, I thought that the tension and stress would finally subside. But little did I know, her death would only uncover more secrets and lies that would change everything. My husband, John, was devastated by his mother's death. He had always been close to her, and her passing left a huge void in his life. I tried to be supportive, but he pushed me away, saying he needed time to grieve alone. As the days went by, I noticed strange things happening around the house. Papers would go missing, and strange noises could be heard at night. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. If you got value from this video, please subscribe. Watch out for part 2.